Kamwa gavana nebo kaunti nebo Nandi Stephen Sang kole manyolu kakwautik chekoib minister nebo kabatisiet Peter Munya kowal report nebo task force nebo miwek ak kokon magetab kikombwanda anan leasing nebo factories chebo miwek, kit nekamwa kole kimakingalale eng kasarta nekimite task force nebo chengetab walutik anan chengetab kaimutik chemite eng sekta nebo miwek.
After the report was presented to the president, we were shocked that Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya started a completely new process that was never part of any discussions that we had, and started a whole new process called leasing of public-owned sugar mills. The questions that we are asking ourselves: what wisdom did the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, Peter Munya, use to disregard hard work, pain, and discussions of over 3 years through a task force report in which the Ministry of Agriculture was the co-chair, to the point of arriving at a leasing model that he has not discussed with anybody. None of us as county governments were involved in the leasing, in a discussion to agree on a leasing model. The farmers were not involved. The stakeholders were not involved. And now the sweat and hard work of 3 years through the task force set by the president and the energy that we put into developing that report.
Sang kole kakwautik chekoib Munya kokoisimchi kabatik ak cooperatives chebo kabatikab miwek koba kapkirwok asikomuch kotelel kakwautik chotok.
That has forced farmers, it has forced county governments, it has forced various stakeholders within the sugarcane sector to go to court. And now the whole process is grinding to a halt. Since we want to revitalize the sugarcane sector, we are asking the president to call to order his Minister for Agriculture and start the process and allow us to go back to the task force and be able to implement the task force that was agreed upon and the report that we presented to the president. Peter Munya went on to gazette a steering committee that has no representation of county governments. It has no representation of farmers' organizations. Yet it is something that we agreed in the sugarcane, in the task force report.
Eng komasta ni komwa sirindet nebo kibagengeitab kabatikab miwek eng kaunti nebo Nandi David Sum kole kituptochi batai Munya magutikab kabatik ak kokimit kole kimakitebse kabatik kotom kotel Munya konam tetutiet nebo leasing anan kakombwandaetab factories chebo miwek.
So far we've not seen the recommendations, the findings of the Privatization Commission, and there is no linkage between the Privatization Commission report, the task force report, and the leasing process. We should see from the government side, being the policy maker, we should see the linkage that in the event that there was no privatization, what informed the leasing process. And in this leasing process, was there any stakeholder consultation? The county governments were not consulted, the farming fraternity were also not consulted. So on this basis, we went to court and we have obtained a court order stopping the process as stakeholders, and what we are only requesting, as said by our governor, is that we need a public participation process so that we can also give our input on the revitalization of the sugar industry.
Kongete taunetab Kapsabet eng kaunti nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kas kekurenan Cyril Chepsiror.